Education shapes our understanding of the world and enriches our journeys through life. But all too often there is a disconnect between the learning we have and the learning we need. Education needs to adapt to our lives and help us to become fulfilled individuals and engaged citizens. It needs to prepare us to meet the challenges of our time and build sustainable societies. Education needs to be accessible where it is not, available to all, at any stage of life. Whenever and wherever we may need it. Learning and teaching need to be engaging and stimulating. Learning needs to come alive. WISE 2013, Reinventing Education for Life.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, and a warm welcome to WISE to all of you here in this room and everyone watching around the world on our live stream. A special welcome to Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser. My name is Michelle Hussein, and it's my privilege to be your MC at WISE this year. WISE is a unique event, a year-round conversation on education, but one that comes together here in Doha for these 3 days, a chance to share experience, to learn from each other, and to inspire each other. Last year, I was new to WISE, but I left full of ideas and indeed full of admiration for people who are making a difference to learning around the world. One of the things we touched upon last year was what education could learn from other sectors, such as health and environment, about presenting itself as an urgent development goal. Not easy when you're thinking in the long term rather than quick fixes. But on that, I think something has changed in the last year. I think we do perceive education today as a more urgent issue than we did a year ago. And I think a lot of that is down to the advocacy of you and people like you right around the world. So at WISE this year, the emphasis is going to be on innovation. We're going to be hearing from people at the front line of change. And we're going to be talking not just about access to any education, but to quality and relevant teaching and learning. So there is a great deal in store for you all over the next 3 days. But let's begin with the driving force behind WISE, UNESCO's Special Envoy for Basic and Higher Education, founder of the Educate a Child Initiative, and the Chairperson of the Qatar Foundation. Please welcome Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Doha for the 5th World Innovation Summit for Education, WISE. It is wonderful to see this event continue to build and grow over the years, delivering innovative solutions and collaborations year after year. With 5 years behind us, we now have the momentum that comes with a conference of international stature and status, a global convention. Indeed, WISE is now a movement that is sustainably embedding innovation into education. The bond between education and life, which is the theme of WISE this year, can truly inspire us. The more education thrives, the more prosperous life becomes. The more it languishes, the more life fades. There is nothing more beneficial to life than education, and nothing matches its ability to influence and change. Perhaps the sociologist and French thinker Professor Edgar Morin, who is here today, would be the most eloquent person to speak about the relationship between education and life. The requirements and challenges of contemporary life, which are manifested in its pace, impact and permanence, necessitate that education should move at a similar pace. It has become axiomatic that education is the determinant for the standards of progress in any given society or country, just as the breakdown of education indicates, by logical association, the breakdown of society and the state. This leads us to the pressing question: what benefit would education have if not linked to life, reflecting its requirements and exploring the necessities of its development? Should we let the emerging questions of life precede the answers of education? In my view, education should provide anticipatory answers to the questions of life. Accordingly, it is not acceptable that education lags behind the conditions of life. Our hope goes beyond making education synchronize with life. Our longing is to make education anticipate life, instill its approaches in the horizons of the future, pave the way to address the constantly emerging challenges. There is no doubt that such a realization would require an innovative approach. Since life every day invents new questions, challenges and problems, we must excel in innovating solutions. Given that education is a treasure trove of solutions, we should bring together all our efforts for innovation in education. If the will, seriousness and readiness to adopt this approach are there, then we can find the codes that will enable us to decipher the most serious global difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen, we assemble every year at WISE to invent solutions that will advance and ensure universal education so as to establish innovation as a vital context for educational vision. The challenges are great, and much work is needed. It cannot be achieved without the spirit of WISE. By that I mean innovation in education. When we innovate in education, we innovate in all other areas of life. If through our discussions, education itself seems to be a goal, then it is undoubtedly a means towards a greater goal, in which innovation then is also a means. To embed innovation in education, to promote education as an essential environment, to produce the elements of innovation, to make education precede life, or at least make the two head side by side towards the future, to build all of this, we are convening at WISE. I appreciate your participation, and I sincerely hope that the events of this conference will lead to sound successes. Thank you. Peace be upon you.
Thank you, Your Highness. So this year, as Her Highness said, our theme at WISE is Reinventing Education for Life. And Edgar Morin, the renowned French philosopher, is going to be speaking in this room at 10:30 this morning in the first session that follows this. So we'll be talking about the challenges of lifelong learning and also about the education that we need today in order to equip us for tomorrow. This is a big conversation with no easy answers. And it's a conversation that involves all of you in this room and also some well-known champions. Here are some of them.
Reinventing Education for Life is looking at how education works, what the dynamics of education are and its purposes in relation to the lives people are actually leading now and might expect to lead in the future.
I think a lot of things that we knew were true a century ago are not going to be true anymore.
We want to be the first generation that develops all of the talents of all of the young people of the world.
The beauty of difference, the beauty of something that is culturally completely unrelated to what you're used to, and not to be afraid of social and cultural differences.
Mes parents m'ont bien éduqué, hein, ça c'est sûr. J'ai eu le meilleur des deux mondes avec un père américain et une mère hollandaise. On va dire j'ai eu un cocktail explosif, on va dire.
Education is a subject that affects all of us, from when we're at school to affecting society and where it goes.
It has a positive impact on reducing infant and maternal mortality, on nutrition, HIV prevention, poverty reduction, and women's empowerment.
We also know that more jobs in the 21st century are going to require STEM skills, so it's extremely important that we see more of our girls enter these fields.
في اختيار 400 متر حواجز التي أعتبرها مدرسة للحياة، لأن فيه هناك بداية وفيه نهاية فيما يخص سباق 400 متر حواجز، مرورا بالقفز على 10 حواجز. وبالنسبة لي كل حاجز هو درس في الحياة.
Education has to be driven by a curriculum of curiosity as opposed to a curriculum of becoming somebody or something.
It starts at a very basic level of giving the students more choice, of asking them to write down their goals, to figure out how, where, when, and why they want to learn.
نمنح الفرصة هذه للبنات إنهم يشوفون الستم إديوكيشن بطريقة مختلفة عن الطريقة اللي كانوا ينظرون لها دائما. وبنفس الوقت نسمح لهم أنهم يحلمون فرص، هم يخلقون فرصهم الوظيفية، ما ينتظرون أحد يخلق لهم هذه الفرص.
Teaching is an art form, it's not a delivery system. I don't know when we start confusing teaching with FedEx. You know, it's about connoisseurship and judgment and intuition. And we all remember the great teachers in our lives, the ones who kind of woke us up.
It's amazing to create something for them. So you are creating a way for them to think. And you think that you are teaching and they are learning a lot, but you learn a lot from them.
Each situation every day is different, and I need every day different knowledge in my job. So every day I am learning, and every day is exciting.
We never stop learning. People need to learn every time, in every moment in our lives. This is really very important to continuously improve our lives and continuously improve the life in our planet.
So, a curriculum of curiosity. Teaching is not a delivery system, just some of the thoughts in there. And of course, you will have your own thoughts about what reinventing education and what lifelong learning means to you. It's a conversation that's going to be beyond this room as well. So please share your thoughts via Twitter. You can use the hashtag WISE13, and also there'll be specific hashtags throughout the summit for the sessions you attend. So for this opening session, you can use WISE13 and also the hashtag education, which will help people following the conversation right around the world find the conversation more easily. We'll be watching the tweets, bringing them into the panel discussions, and also putting them up on the screens. Within the next few moments, we will be revealing the name of this year's WISE Prize laureate. But let's continue now with someone who's so important in bringing us all together. The chairman of WISE and the president of Hamad bin Khalifa University, Dr. Abdulla bin Ali Al-Thani.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Highness, Sheikha Moza bin Nasser, Your Excellency, Sheikh Abdulla bin Nasser Al-Thani, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WISE 2013, the 5th World Innovation Summit for Education. I would also like to welcome those around the world who are with us online. We are all here today because we share a belief in the transformative power of education. And indeed, education is also central to Qatar's vision. As His Highness, the Emir of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al-Thani stated in the United Nations General Assembly last month, education has been and will remain one of the priorities of our country's national policies. All of the activities of Qatar Foundation are dedicated to nurturing and releasing the capacities of people in order to build a knowledge-based society and economy. And WISE itself emerged from the vision of Her Highness Sheikha Moza bin Nasser, Chairperson of Qatar Foundation, who saw that education is key to addressing global challenges. As Her Highness has noted, over a period of 5 years, WISE has gained momentum as a conference of global significance. I thank Her Highness for her kind words. We are indeed proud of what we have achieved. within a new global approach that is a multi-sectoral and action-oriented and based on innovation in education. But we are also aware that much remains to be done. As a result, WISE has grown to reach beyond the annual summit with the programs which reflect our commitment to foster innovation in various ways in order to drive progress in education. This past year has been devoted to the consolidation and enhancement of those features. Since its inception, WISE has honored significant role models, both exceptional individuals and groundbreaking initiatives. We are pleased to have with us today the first two laureates of the annual WISE Prize for Education, the only major recognition of outstanding contribution to education by an individual or a team. I thank Sir Fazli Hassan Abed and Dr. Mataf Shavan for their continuing efforts as lifelong ambassadors for innovation and for WISE. Shortly, I will have the privilege of announcing for the third time a laureate who will join their distinguished company. At this summit, we also celebrate 6 new WISE Awards-winning projects for their transformative educational impact. Through the program, we now have built a deep reservoir of innovative initiatives from all around the world. These best practices can be accessed, adapted, and applied by practitioners everywhere. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the jury and committee members of the prize and the awards who took part in the collaborative process to identify these inspiring people and projects. As part of our commitment, WISE also directly present on the ground. The WISE Haiti Task Force provides an encouraging model for reconstruction in crisis conditions. Its success in just 3 years has confirmed the effectiveness of working closely with our partner or our local partner, FOCAL, to consolidate and replicate achievements that fit the prevailing conditions. The Learner's Voice program allows us to hear from engaged young people from around the world who play a role as education pioneers through the WISE platform. There are over 100 learners now from more than 40 countries. Together, they are a formidable force and represent our spirit of innovation and renewal. WISE also brings innovation to the general public. The WISE Books and Learning World, the TV magazine produced by Euronews, inspire the pioneers by showcasing excellence in education that already exists. And the WISE web platform is an information resource and a meeting place for the growing WISE community. In her introductory address, Her Highness reminded us that education must be connected with life and must anticipate life's demands through innovative approaches. The program of WISE 2013, Reinventing Education for Life, addresses these central issues. This theme was chosen to close a growing gap between the learning we have and the learning we need. In the next 3 days, we will consider together how innovation can better adapt education and life in 2 ways. Bringing learning to life so that it is relevant both to individual lives and societal concerns. In this way, we can overcome our shared challenges, and bringing life to learning so that education is meaningful for the way people learn at all stages of life, whether formally or informally. This year's summit also reinforces the role of WISE as a platform for educational initiatives which share the same values. WISE proud again to welcome Educate a Child, the initiative of Her Highness Sheikha Moza, launched at WISE 2012, which has had such an impressive impact in its first year. Our enriched agenda this year also includes customized sessions for important segments of the WISE community in collaboration with local and international partners. Once again, we have organized a cultural program which invites the local community to experience WISE through an exhibition of interactive learnings tools. During WISE 2013 and in the months and years ahead, we will continue our dual quest to make education relevant to life and to bring fresh vigor to the educational process. I would like to thank the organizations that have contributed to the summit, our institutionals and media partners, our sponsors, and other supporters. I would also like to thank all of you for coming here to Doha to be with us. I encourage your active participation in our summit. Please take advantage of the opportunities here by contributing to the discussions and connecting with others. As we share ideas and listen to those with different perspectives, we may find our thinking progresses beyond its established boundaries. Let us take what we learn here and together build a brighter future for all through education. Your Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, education and a spirit of discovery underline all forms of human achievement. Yet, while international awards have existed for other disciplines, accomplishments in education itself lacked such a recognition. But 3 years ago, Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser established the WISE Prize for Education to address this gap. The WISE Prize for Education recognizes an outstanding contribution by an individual or a team. It underscores the key role of education in the welfare of individuals and communities everywhere. Its laureates are inspirational models who seek change through innovation. Over the past months, WISE has led an extensive global search for another worthy recipient of this prestigious award. In this, we were assisted by an international committee of education specialists who made a preliminary selection from the hundreds of impressive nominations. It was then my honor to chair a jury of eminent individuals who had the difficult task of selecting a single winner. I would like to thank my fellow members of the 2013 WISE Prize for Education jury for sharing their wisdom and judgment so generously. Dr. James Billington, Her Excellency Dr. Michel Pierre-Louis, Professor Monique Cantos-Pelber, and Professor Zuki Feng. Your Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to inform you that after a serious consideration, the WISE Prize for Education jury has identified an individual who we believe truly exemplifies the values of WISE. The 2013 WISE Prize for Education laureate is Vicky Colbert.
Without quality education, nothing can be achieved. No development, social, cultural, economic. So for me, the only way to really build citizenship, to have future citizens of tomorrow, and have peaceful behaviors in people is through education, and the right type of education.
Vicky Colbert inherited a passion for education from her mother, a forward-looking teacher, and her godfather, who brought progressive ideas to education in Colombia. She studied sociology and education at Stanford University in California, which confirmed her belief that good schooling for all and the adoption of innovative models was the true path to healthy societies.
Unfortunately, many of these ideas ended up in the elite schools, but none of these ideas really reached the poorest of the poor schools. So this is why it's so close to my heart, because it's the only way of really having a silent revolution.
At a time when her country was better known for ideological conflict and political violence, Vicky Colbert set out to transform the lives of ordinary people in the Colombian countryside by putting the power of quality education in their hands. This meant making education relevant to their daily lives, which were often disrupted by outside events. At the age of 24, Vicky Colbert joined the Ministry of Education and began visiting remote rural schools. With two close colleagues, she developed the Escuela Nueva pedagogical model and later on established an NGO to reach other underserved populations.
The children, the teachers themselves, and the communities have been the actors of change, because change takes place at the bottom, in a school, in the classroom. Change doesn't take place in the ministries of education.
The model places the children at the heart of the learning process. This allows them to direct the pace of their own learning, which is geared towards knowledge and skills that help them navigate life. The teacher plays a vital role as facilitator, and parents and the local community are encouraged to contribute to their children's learning. With its participative, cost-effective and practical methods, the Escuela Nueva model was to rapidly become a national policy in Colombia during the 1980s.
En la escuela tradicional, pues la relación que hay con los estudiantes es muy lejana, mientras que la relación que tenemos nosotros acá con los niños es muy cercana, con los padres de familia, hay colaboración de todos. Todos estamos trabajando por la educación de estos pequeños.
Que el estudiante puede aplicar los aprendizajes que adquiere en la escuela, los puede aplicar en su contexto, con su familia y con su comunidad.
National and international evaluations have confirmed that Escuela Nueva pupils outperform their peers from conventional schools academically. They also demonstrate higher self-esteem and social skills. Girls' participation and leadership skills are particularly boosted.
Learning to live together, learning to work in teams, learning to take initiatives. These are global leadership skills, which are now called the 21st century skills.
This wave of educational democracy has spread, inspiring educational reforms and public policies worldwide. The model has been implemented throughout Latin America, the Caribbean, Timor-Leste and Vietnam. It has also been adapted for urban secondary schools and for displaced populations in conflict areas, reaching more than 5 million pupils.
I think the most important thing of Escuela Nueva is that we developed something that was easily replicable and scalable, so that any teacher could do it. We managed complexity into simple action that can be replicated by not thousands of teachers, but by millions of teachers.
Throughout her career, Vicky Colbert has used determination and persuasion to transfer ideas and resources to those who can put them to practical benefit. The innovative model continues to empower children to become free-thinking citizens, capable of building secure and prosperous communities. Today, we honor this quiet revolutionary with a Wise Prize for Education.
Please welcome the 2013 Wise Prize for Education laureate, Ms. Vicky Colbert. In recognition of this profound significance of the occasion, I now invite Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser to the stage to present the 2013 Wise Prize for Education. Your Highness.
Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Your Highness, Sheikha Moza bint Nasser, Chairperson of Qatar Foundation, Your Excellency, Sheikh Abdulla bin Ali Al-Thani, Chairman of WISE, Qatar Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored and proud to receive this wonderful and prestigious award, prize, and it's particularly meaningful because WISE has been a groundbreaking initiative that has put education in the center of the world. I congratulate you both and thank you for this endeavor. I may be the most visible person of the hundreds of people who have been with me in this lifelong journey. Children, teachers, parents, colleagues, and staff of national, international organizations. I receive this prize on behalf of all of them and of my country, Colombia. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Vicky Colbert, the first Woman Wise Prize laureate. And we'll be hearing more about Vicky Colbert's ideas, which have already spread far beyond her native Colombia to many different parts of the world, and we'll be hearing more about her thinking on the final day here at WISE. Now, many people have done a lot to make it possible for all of us to be here, and I'd just like to take a moment to thank them. I'd like to thank our partners, our premium sponsors, Qatar Petroleum, ExxonMobil, and Banco Santander, and also our additional sponsors. And finally, our media partners. Thank you to everyone who's played a role in making this event happen. And I'd just like to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about what lies in store for you. Today we'll be talking about making education relevant in the 21st century, STEM subjects and also universal literacy. Tomorrow the focus will shift to quality, the tools that can make a difference in how people learn and even where and with whom they learn. And on day 3, we'll be focusing on extending access to learning, including the much debated MOOCs, massive open online courses, and also frugal innovation, doing more with less. Just a reminder of the Twitter hashtag WISE13, and then do look out for the individual hashtags for the sessions that you attend. There is also an app that is going to make it easier for all of you who are delegates to WISE to connect with each other. You can download it or you can find it through the browser on your PC, and it's a way for you to access the summit newsfeed and indeed to send messages to people who you know are here, so it will help the networking that goes on. So whichever way you can be part of the conversation, don't hesitate to use the opportunity. Just another mention of Edgar Morin, who will be speaking in this room at 10:30 this morning, renowned French philosopher and thinker. And also do take the opportunity to visit the play exhibition that is underway in the ceremonial court here at Education City. So a great deal in store for you this year at WISE. Enjoy it, and I wish you a very fruitful few days. The next session will be in here at 10:30. Have a very good stay here. Thank you.